All right, Hero Comics here. Before I get to more hate mail, I want to talk about do a short video, talking about talking about some recent activities and what they're making. Well, the things are they're making me work through how they're I'm working through them. Okay, basically, recently, one of our neighbors, a nice elderly man, uh, passed away apparently suddenly, and so that's kind of really sad, but it is sad. He was a cool guy, but it makes you think. Think about the big things in life. It's like, yeah, would is it how would as they say, when the end comes, what is going to be things going to be like? It's going to be but and the way things were, as far as we knew, he was okay. He was just hanging out, having a fun time. In his house. And then he'll see police outside his door. There's like a fire truck and a police car hanging out outside his house. And then there's some, I guess, relatives out there too. And it's like, apparently, mom found out. So apparently, he died. God called him home. So yeah, this is how it goes. And it's like, yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, well, I guess to be hanging out for decades, doing stuff, doing fun stuff, hanging out and doing fun things, and living life, going through life, and then God calling you home if you're old and full of years. It's sad still because the guy gone, but it's also pretty awesome. You got to do stuff you like doing. You had a good run. You had a good run. And well, then it's like, yeah, thinking about other stuff too. Like, recently, when at my current job, one of my mentors, he decided that he apparently, I think, he's done working at that job. He might not be, but it was basically he had been standoffish, pretty aloof, or more aloof than usual, for several weeks, and then he got an injury, while on the job, and had to go home early. And then he came back for one more day, but then left. And then one day he was supposed to be there. He called off, which could happen. And then the next day he did not show up either. And then yesterday, Friday, he wasn't there either. So I was just like, I'm thinking he's done. I'm thinking he might be moving on. It's just like all those things are just like make you think about different things. What's it gonna be like? Is it, when time, eventually we all move on. We all move on. Like my mentor, like my neighbor. But I'm thinking about how are you supposed to do? What do you think? What's the best way to do that kind of stuff? Not die. But what's the best way to be living? When either it's time to move on from your job, or your time comes to leave this world behind. It's like, I want to hang out, have a great time and enjoy and follow God's ways, and just go when He calls me. That works for both mortality and for the job. That's the issue with me. If I don't know what that injury really was, where that injury came from, that he haven't. I'd only just say that this is something I've heard of before. I think it was someone from I won't say who it is, but or where it's from, but a company that's on YouTube. Okay, that they deal with they deal with computers. They are awesome with their computers. But here's the deal: an employee from that company said that she was dealing with some crazy stuff, harassment and whatnot. Got so bad that she basically injured herself, so she wouldn't have to go to work anymore. I'm like, if you get the idea ever comes to you to injure yourself, still working on this system, to injure yourself, so you don't have to go to work, okay? Yeah, quit immediately. Okay, do not mess around. That's desperation thinking. That's basically like, oh my gosh, what do I do? I mean, I don't want to be here anymore, but I got to leave. So, but if I just leave, what are they going to think of me? I'm like, no, who cares? Okay, you got to put your health first. Physical health and mental health first when it comes to something like this, because this is same thing with what I had with when I was working at my job at that place like Amazon. Okay, when they fight, basically, when I was seeing people collapse, just fall out, unconscious, or get sick, or get injured because they're trying to go too fast, okay, try to basically deal with, meet the quota that they just keep jacking up and jacking up. I was like, that's it. And I was having trouble. I was starting to fast out too. I was starting to have trouble. I was just like, you know what? That's it. I'm not going to be running around like a chicken with my head cut off. And hurt myself. Mess myself up. For a job, for this job. I'm not doing it for any job. It's not happening. I'm just gonna do what my best. I'm gonna take my time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I'm gonna take my time and just do what I can. I'm not gonna freak out about this. I'm gonna trust God. I'm not gonna freak out. I'm gonna follow His ways. I'm gonna just heal, because it's not worth getting injured. It's not worth messing around with that. Okay, so no, don't mess around. Okay, let's say don't focus on what people think of you. Focus on what God thinks of you. All right, so I continue working on this stuff. So yeah, when my time comes to leave my job, I want to do it in a way that's basically more, less desperate, more like, okay, well, apparently it's time to go, apparently it's time to go, and it was great working with you guys, but it's how it is, even with all the difficulties we're dealing with right now with our newest guy, and whatnot. But yeah, still, it's how it is. We do what we do. We've sort of put aside those differences. We work with through those differences. We figure things out. Find a good compromise. That's what you do. And then when it's time to go, then you go. You don't mess around. And they're like, oh yeah, no, I'm hurt. Oh no. Woe is me. I can't do this thing I hate anymore. Oh boy, I didn't like that at all. That sucks. That's a lot of fear stuff in there. That's what that is, and that's horrible. Hopefully, things go well for my mentor and all the others that are dealing with stuff like that. Hopefully, things go well with the family of my neighbor. That stuff sucks. Well, that's really sad. But yeah, just makes you think about all kinds of stuff. It really makes you think about, stuff, important stuff. Like how do you want to How do you want to meet the end? And unimportant stuff like how angry will someone get if I kind of not being able to move fast enough or whatever at work. Yeah, it's a thing. But nice sacrifices have to be made. Let's just say. See you guys next time. Check me out on YouTube and DeviantArt.